Aww, things are being okay now. Maybe things will become better.
Last time, we did completely screw up everything. So this time, hopefully we will continue that trend, but probably not.
Yeah, well, with Kayla on board making decisions, things are always going to end up in a probably slightly different way than we expect.
I'm just terrible. So let's continue. Let's continue this awkward hug.
Yay.
We stood like that for some time, longer than was strictly necessary for a friendly hug, but I didn't mind. Table. Kotatsu, please.
Oh, turn it on? Oh, are you cold?
Yeah, I am cold.
Kayla, why are you so cold? What's wrong with you? Your hands are cold, dude. What's the matter with you?
I told you I'm cold.
Why are you so cold?
Because the apartment's cold.
I don't know how I'm so warm then.
You've been drinking.
No, that's not it. I ran outside. It was cold out there.
I don't know. You did... okay, whatever.
I kind of liked it.
In fact, I kind of liked it. It was different from the normal kind of hug I got from my parents. Something seemed different, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
It was a boy.
I liked
a boy. I like the boy hugs.
Finally, he pulled away. As I smiled at him, I realized what was weird. My heart was beating like crazy. PBG's face was rosy pink, and I was sure mine was the same.
Now kiss.
Kiss! He cleared his throat.
Well then, I guess I'll just have to get going now then.
He started walking backwards towards the door, not taking his eyes off me. Yeah, good. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, will I see you at the game tomorrow?
Yeah. You know you will. I beamed at him, and he beamed back.
Oh, you two stop being so cute. Well, great. Well, man, I'm so excited. There's no way we'll fail.
You mean like the last few games I
Where you said
attended?
that there was nowhere that we'd fail, and then...
You failed. He chuckled.
Well, thanks, Hana.
I didn't do anything.
Well, no, you definitely did.
He hit the door with a loud bang, because he's been walking backwards. Oh, that's what the sound is, him going... Open the door.
Where is he trying to go? What door? Is he trying to go back in the room he was in earlier?
I don't know, I don't really... Jerking around, he grabbed the handle and tried to pull it open, but it didn't budge. It's a push door. He pushed on the door so hard that when it opened, he flung himself out into the night air. He stood for a few seconds, processing what happened. Just as the door swung closed, he turned and waved to me.
What a goofball.
I like to imagine Hana like high-fiving herself going, didn't fuck it up this time. Oh yeah. Someone deserves ice cream. That was well worth the wait. Cool.
Yay.
The afternoon of the big game, the sun was harsh and the air was heavy. The humidity was almost unbearable. Going outside felt like walking into an indoor swimming pool. It was finally halftime at the soccer match. The score was even, 3-3, but Asagao's biggest rivals, the Mordai Fates, were being extremely aggressive. One player in particular already got a yellow card and was consistently getting into minor scrapes. So far, no one was hurt, but there was plenty of moments where Asagao might have been able to score had they not been avoiding his risky lunges. It wasn't looking good. PBG was in great form, but stress had taken its toll. His hair was matted with sweat and beads of it rolled down his face. He waved his arms around vigorously, talking to Jeff, who was being just as enthusiastic back. It doesn't look like it's going very well. Will.
I don't know who is Walid.
Who are you?
Barely in this.
Who are you? What are you, Nintendo?
Gaming 101. Nintendo 101.
One.
I don't know what he does. I don't know who this guy is. I think you gave him kind of a posh voice.
Don't worry. We'll just believe in the team.
Well,
If you say so. I didn't feel good about this. Not at all. PBG and the rest of the team jogged back onto the field. He got into position this time as the center forward, directly opposing the rogue player from Morai.
Don't you get yourself hurt, PBG.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The whistle blew as my turn to me.
If you keep acting like that, you'll drag the team down. Come on, why can't you... PBG!
PBG was on the ground, holding his leg and writhing in pain. The rogue player stood above him, a smirk on his face. PBG, no! The Asagao students in the stand lost their minds. Foul words flew around us. If anything, it seemed a riot was imminent. The referee ran out onto the field and spoke to PBG. He shook his head and tried to stand on his leg, only to instantly collapse again.
What? I don't understand. What happened?
Really?
That player basically trapped PBG's ankles between his feet and twisted it on purpose.
Oh my, you're really insightful to what just happened.
Well, I'm sure she was watching. It looked like some kind of judo move.
I like the idea of a judo soccer player, I'm not gonna lie. That was no judo. Finally, a stretcher arrived from the main building, along with Mr. McPasta. What? Who's Mr. McPasta?
I don't know.
PBG was gently placed on the stretcher and rolled off the field. My heart sunk as I watched him roll past me, his face contorted in pain. How are we going to win without PBG? He's our best player. Jeff can't handle the rest by himself.
No. I can't stay here. I'm going to check on PBG, okay?
You can't go to the nurse's office. They won't even let you in. I patted him and Maya on the shoulders and stood.
I'll make them let me. Fuck the police.
Fuck the police.
I couldn't explain why CB...
CB?
I combined Seed and PBG into one word.
I get it.
I couldn't explain why seeing PBG in pain left me feeling so uneasy, but I felt like I was going to be in constant stress until I saw him. What if he was hurt worse? What if his leg was broken? I think you would know if his leg was broken. That, from the way my mom makes it seem, it is a pretty intense process. As I scurried to the nurse's office, I tried to keep the worst possibility from my mind, but it kept whispering through like a ghost.
Have you never broken a bone either?
No, but my mom told me about when she fractured hers, and she said she was screaming, to the point where the neighbors across my street. And you remember my house?
Yeah.
She was in the backyard, and I mean she was towards the upper part of it, but the neighbors across the street, which would have been a good quarter mile away, could hear her screaming because that's how much in pain she was. Which it's funny because Sean hates that story because he's and I was sitting in the bedroom with my headphones on the entire time.
I mean, things happen.
We get a good laugh out of it now, but at the time, Mom was that was terrible.
Yeah, I bet. Did she fall in a hole or something? Is that what happened? Okay. Yeah, because I think you told me she was out taking care of the chickens or something.
Yeah, and she stepped in a hole and twisted and broke it right near her.
Oh God,
Near her ankle bone.
I hope I never break a bone.
No, that was the time when she was just breaking bones constantly because we joked that the next thing she was going to break was her hip.
And it happened?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
But the previous time, she had done something to her arm and then it went to her leg and just gotta make up your mind. As I scurried to the nurse's office, I tried to keep the worst possibility from my mind, but it kept... Oh yeah, sorry, I already read that. My bad. PBG wouldn't be able to play anymore. There was no way. I opened the door to the nurse's office myself. It was still and quiet, a far cry from the chaos on the soccer field. This is a really nice nurse's office.
I mean, it is a rich kid's school.
Super nice. Do they have an x-ray machine? Should just keep x-rays around? The sun was pouring through the... Mr. McPasta. The sun was pouring through the open window, curtains fluttering slightly in the breeze. I glanced around for Mr. McPasta, but he was nowhere to be found. PBG's leg formed long lumps under our bed, his feet sticking up in the air like flags. It didn't seem like anyone else was sick. I slipped through the I slipped through the curtains that were hung around him for privacy and pulled a stool up next to his bed. He lay still, eyes closed. Was he sleeping? How could he have fallen asleep so fast? Then it hit me. He hadn't been sleeping before this. Of course he fell asleep. In the distance, I heard cheers. I stood and peeked out of the window, seeing the Asagao students in a frenzy and the players cheering. Somehow, we still managed to win.
Oh man, this is gonna make PBG feel even worse now that they won
Right.
without him.
I mean, he put a valiant effort.
Yeah.
You could argue that, like, seeing PBG injured was them going, okay, fuck this team!
Yeah.
It was a, like, moral up boost. I sat back down and brushed PBG's hair out of his face. Mr. McPasta obviously helped him clean up a bit, as his face was no longer covered with the dirt and sweat of the game. I glanced at his leg, snug under the sheets. I couldn't tell what was wrong. Should I take a peek? No, don't look.
Don't invade his privacy.
Piece of shit. Sorry, that was a quick one. It was like, if you didn't
Look
see
or
it,
don't
don't
look.
look. No,
I'm
we're
not
not
sure
gonna
they
look.
could have guessed what it was.
PBG shifted, and I glanced at him. He blinked a few times, then looked up at me.
Hana, what are you doing here? The game! The game! Do we win the game? What happened?
I glanced towards the open window.
We won.
He scanned my face and frowned.
What's wrong?
Tears filled my eyes.
I was so worried about you, you big idiot.
I leaned over and hugged him.
What?
Arms encircled me, arms that were surprisingly strong. Oh! Your name is Mr. McPasta.
I want to be him.
What the fuck?
I want to be him.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to, like, keep... Why were you in a closet? I have so many questions for you.
It's the creepy doctor. That's the creepy doctor trope. It's the same thing with like Hatoful boyfriend and stuff. I guess that's just the thing.
Mr. McPasta is
Probably
like
it's
creepy.
probably like creepypasta.
I'm
If you don't mind.
my thoughts too. I'm sorry, my matching her with like super strength, just like throwing him off the bed.
Out the window.
Yep. I flung PBG away from me.
Where did you crumb from?
Crumb from.
Yeah.
God, the spelling errors in this game kind of crack me up sometimes. Like, it's like, everything else is, like, so good, but it's just, I mean, I guess that's gonna happen when you're making a mostly text-based game, is you're gonna have a few errors, but, like...
Well, I mean, it's because you're reading it out loud. Like, I've noticed errors in books before as well.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't mind them so much because you're internally reading.
Yeah. I've been here the whole time!
I'm so baffled that you turned out to be the nurse. Did you know about this?
No.
Okay, good.
I just kind of guessed it. Because he was wearing a lab coat.
Oh,
And because I know Hatoful boyfriend has, like, the creepy doctor trope.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I know that because I watched a PBG video.
Nah.
PBG, I am sorry to say that you won't be playing anymore this season.
You kind of got your Jared voice going.
You did it again.
I corrected myself.
I know. I'm trying to make it a little more creepy, though.
PBG's eyes fell. He didn't say anything.
The injury itself isn't incredibly bad, but it will take a few weeks to heal. At this point, the stress of practicing and playing would prevent it from healing properly.
I like how you're giving him like kind of that smirk in the voice where he's like, I'm sorry for your suffering. You're like, are you really?
No.
Are you really?
If you try to push it, this improper healing will create scar tissue and forever limit the strength and flexibility of your leg. Please, please, do not try to play. Even walking around campus will be more than enough stress. This campus is so poopin' huge. What did you say?
Pooping.
I'm glad she was concerned about that too.
Pooping.
I'm sorry, PBG.
I put a hand on his arm and he didn't react.
Hey, it's okay. The team won this game, right? They're in line to do pretty well this season. You're their captain, and you've done a great job of training them, so...
A gentle hand rested itself on my shoulder, and I looked up at Creeps.
Yep, creepypasta. Creepy McPasta.
Yeah.
I think it would be best if you let him rest a bit.
Yes, sir.
I stood, and with one last pat on PBG's shoulder, left. Just as I got to the door, I remembered something.
PBG.
He was crying.
Oh, poor baby.
I turned back around and left the room, pretending I saw nothing. All right there?
Poor PBG.
I couldn't believe this happened to him. This was his worst nightmare. Wasn't there some way I could help him? But as I headed back to my room, a small, self-satisfied thought popped into my head. I told him so.
You fucking bitch. You suck. Oh my god. You can't just be like, man, this poor guy, like, how these things happen to him. Why you gotta throw in the I told you so thing? It didn't have anything to do with that. It's not his fault that the rogue player did that to him. Like, you can't connect those at all.
That, like, him getting personally targeted had no correlation with him.
I am not happy that she fucking threw that shit in there. I'm pissed now. Jeez.
I'll take this slide, and you can mime the movements while I'm... PBG, are you listening?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
It was the day after PBG's injury. His knee was wrapped in a brace, and his ankle was stiffly bandaged to keep it from moving too much. He shouldn't even be walking on it, but he insisted on coming to class as if everything was normal. Why can't you give him crutches? This is a rich-ass school. Give him fucking crutches, you dumbasses.
Did I ever tell you about when I had my...
2 sticks!
Did I ever tell you that when I had my knee surgery in middle school, they were trying to convince me to, like, go around in a wheelchair at school, and I'm like, fuck that shit. And I just, like, crunched around by myself everywhere because I was too proud and embarrassed to, like, use a wheelchair.
That's upsetting. I would have used a wheelchair.
Nah, man. Do you know how, like, stupid using a wheelchair is? It's so annoying. Like, if you can't, like, wheel yourself around, you have to have somebody push you. And then it's, like, you know, like, bad enough that you can't climb stairs. Like, it's easier to have, like, your own, like, self-sufficient way of doing it and, like, not be so conspicuous.
Nah, I would have been like, push me around, midgets. I will hold your backpacks.
Well, I'm sure you would have been more proud to do that, but, like, I didn't have that many friends. I was kind of, like, a nerd and a weirdo, and nobody would have wanted to do that for me. I probably would have made people hate me more.
When did you have your knee surgery? Middle school?
Mm-hmm. It was my first year of middle school, so it was 6th grade.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I remember in elementary school, like, kids used to leap at the chance to, like, push someone around in a wheelchair or, like, help them with their backpack if they had crutches.
I think there was one day that I acquiesced and used a wheelchair. I think it was because my knees were bothering me a lot, but no, most of the time I was like, I'm gonna crutch around, like, I'm gonna be strong and I'm just gonna, you know, be as self-sufficient as I can. Because it was like, that was the thing is, like, when I had that surgery, like, when they put the things in, like, it was really hard to move around. I had to do a lot of physical therapy to actually be able to walk again. But when they took them out, I could, like, walk almost instantly. It was just having that extra stuff in my bones, so.
Well, look how it did not help you at all.
I know, right? Like, that's another thing, like, talking about, like, going back and changing things in your life. Like, I would have been like...
Keep those in longer, you bitches!
Yeah. It's like the circumstances of taking them out early were so stupid, too, so...
Alright, let's continue.
Anyways, on a tangent.
I'll read the slide, and you can do the movements.
Sure.
No matter what I tried, it was as if he was on another planet.
I wonder why.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine.
Are you sure? You can always come talk to me if you need to.
I'm fine!
Fine, Hana. I don't want to be rude, but you're not the easiest person to talk to about this.
You're not wrong!
Whoa!
What? What do you mean?
He sighed. Yeah, let's have a fight during the middle of class. This is the best chance.
I thought things were going well. This is exactly what you said would happen. Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
How are you both connecting these two things?
I hate them both right now. Things were going so well.
A hot jet of shame roared down my back.
As it should.
Yeah, but...
It's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
It's not my fault I was right.
Oh my god, stop connecting they don't connect! They literally do not connect.
The rest of the day passed slowly by. PBG didn't end up getting any better. Mostly he just stared at his desk and tried to move as little as possible.
Oh my gosh.
And I wasn't the only one who noticed. Oh, it's Ian. I thought it was going to be like Shane or, John.
Yeah, me too.
But apparently they're terrible friends now that I'm no longer not trying to date them. Still, there was nothing we could
I'm
do.
glad Ian didn't say anything except Dots. I don't want to do any more voices for him.
Oh, I'm sorry. In the middle of my worries, I saw a familiar green jacket and bushel of brown hair.
Hey, John!
He about jumped a foot in the air.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't do it. It was a mistake, really. I didn't know he would break like that.
What's up?
Wait, are you talking about Jacques? What? What's going on, John? I'm way more interested in your story now. Can we talk about this?
Oh, Hana, what's on your mind? Well, what was that about? What's on your mind? I asked you a question.
His eyes narrowed.
Hana, you're just gonna go
What's on your mind?
make enemies of everyone. Just can't mind your damn.
I know.
Sorry, never mind. I mean, PBG's been really sad since he got injured. It's like the life got sucked out of him. I was hoping there was something we could do to cheer him up. Yeah, he's been having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. He hasn't even been practicing for the tournament like he's supposed to. At this rate, we'll definitely lose.
Are my two options like help PBG like get his mojo back or practice? Ooh.
Well, you do. Well, I don't know if I've told you this, but one of the things is how this works is like the best ending for all of the characters. It only happens if they manage to win the tournament and you manage to win the tournament. Because I think there's a couple different options where it's you can win the tournament, you can win your portion of the tournament, and they lose their portion of the tournament. But then like everybody like as a team still wins the whole tournament, or everybody loses the tournament and then that's like the really bad ending. Or like if you both win the tournament, then it's like the really good ending.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Anywho, I guess we need to continue this next time.
Yeah, we've been going a bit long talking about. I wonder what happened to Jock.
I do. I'm really curious, but I don't think we're ever going to figure that out.
Yeah, because we're not doing the John route, so we probably won't know about that. Like, just like we wouldn't have known that PBG was our childhood friend if we had never done the PBG route.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, hopefully next time we will continue to not mess things up, but,
I'm pretty sure we're still messing things up.
Yep. Live and let learn.
Cool.
See ya.
Next time.